They can't show me the full truth about myself, who I am in God's eyes. The scriptures repeatedly remind me of the truth that no matter what I think of myself, God always loves me. From God's heart to yours, you are precious in my sight and honored, and I love you. Isaiah chapter 43. This passage from Isaiah reveals the Lord's startling attitude to the chosen people and to each of us. The Almighty Creator of heaven and earth doesn't take us for granted, but cherishes us and delights us in who we are. We can take joy today that God sees into the very core of who we are and cherishes us. And we can pray through the day, Lord, I rejoice in your love for me.
Welcome back to this conversation about self-esteem. I'm speaking with Sister Marie Paul Curley. She's the author of See Yourself Through God's Eyes, published by Pauline Books and Media, probably available online.
Oh, yes.
And
absolutely.
also at your nearest Pauline Books and Media store. Pitfalls about having low self-esteem.
Oh, there's...
It's like you were mentioning these young women that were discerning. Do you think that was very common, what you saw in them, very common in terms of the mistakes? Can I call them mistakes that they were making in terms of how they saw themselves?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think it is really challenging to, it's hard to recognize the giftedness and the gifts that we have, and to be able to even take risks with them, like to try something new when we have a low self-esteem, when we're always questioning, does God love me, or am I worthwhile, or how, because then we start judging ourselves by comparing ourselves to others. That's a huge pitfall. That's actually, that's like the easiest way for me to recognize when I'm like slipping into self-doubt. I'm like, oh, I'm comparing myself to someone else, that's not helpful. As a person, we can compare ourselves in terms of abilities or skill set, like how we want to learn or grow, but really comparing who we are. We're each called, we each have a unique vocation, a unique mission, received with the grace of our baptism. And so to live that fully, it's unique. And so comparing ourselves can really be.
So what do you do when you find yourself comparing or feeling that way, you find yourself comparing yourself to somebody else? How do you counter that?
Well, I always step back and